Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about Ashford Hospitality Trust, also known with the ticker as AHT. Now, I did talk about AHT before, so you'll find my previous video in the description below, but today we're bringing in new pieces of due diligence, why it's dropping, technical analysis, and see if any new institutional buyers are there or analyst recommendations. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So Ashford Hospitality Trust, they have different holdings underneath them, including, for instance, Courtyards by Marriott, Ashton, Churchill, hotels, basically a list of hotels and hospitality holdings. And from what we're seeing here is that the stock price has been dropping significantly in the last few days. Specifically, it all started early on in July. And today I'm going to try to make as much sense as possible for you in it. So we reached 52-week high around June, and from this point on, from since then, we dropped almost 77%. Now that is still massive. So we're going to talk about this in a second. Now the first thing here is the latest news. Now, in terms of the latest news, and this was back in 2nd of July, and it is one of the major reasons why this one is dropping, is their decision to go ahead and go with a reverse split. Now, this reverse split is 1 to 10 reverse split. This reverse split will become effective off the business closing date of July 16, 2021, and the common stock is anticipated to commence trading on the New York Stock Exchange on July 19th on the split adjusted basis. So the market still hasn't shook off that raising of shares, the reverse split itself, and that will continue probably going on until July 19th and probably a few days after. So the company believes that the reverse split will benefit all shareholders by addressing several items impacting its common stocks and options. The reverse split will meaningfully increase AHT's market price per share above the $5 share threshold required by many institutions to hold shares. Some brokers limit the ability or increase the cost of margin in stock under $5 per share. Having options strike increments of 50% of the stock price, examples $2.50, $5 stock, has made option trading on AHT shares less attractive due to the limited applicable strike prices. There are high transaction costs as a percentage of AHT's stock common per commission. Commissions are typically calculated on a number of shares/options rather than a dollar value, and even the zero commission brokers still charge per contract fees on option. The reverse split may reduce the per share and per contract commission and fees by as much as 90% for the same dollar value transaction. So what they're trying to really show you here is the reverse split has also its benefits. And they're really trying to sell it by saying, hey, you're probably going to be paying less fees. It will probably be more attractive to play options. And we're trying to help the stockholders here. But it really didn't go ahead and help stockholders or investors that have been investing ever since, I would say, back where it was around $2 to $3. Currently, it's just below $2. We'll talk a bit more about this one in a second. But before doing so, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to subscribe on the bottom right corner and leave your turn on notification buttons on. As well, don't forget to drop a like to this video. And if you would like to chat a bit more, totally free, in my description is the server link. It's totally free. You got a lot of people with similar mindset who are just here to make money. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, what you get to see here on the institutional buyers, something very interesting. On the 13th, there's 4 transactions. So the first one was Sound Income Strategies. These people here added to their percentage or declared the number of shares they have as 1,014. Now, I'm not sure that the average share price is in fact 1,477. I think that's actually an error, but the value change, it says here negative 99%. So it seems like a liquidation. IFP Advisors Incorporation, it's green here, although it shows 0 shares, 0 value, so I think that might be an error. Carroll Financial Associations, they liquidated the percentage of their shares by 100%, and Mark Wealth LLC added around 194,000 shares. Now, a big part of the reverse split is that they're saying that a lot of institutions have this rule of not holding stocks below $5. So I'm not sure exactly whether this is actually accurate, but it could be that certain institutions hold that kind of value in that sense. And then, by the way, it doesn't affect the market cap, whether you divide it or not. The market cap is the number of shares multiplied by the number of stock price. So it's really mainly just about the stock price itself from their perspective. In terms of insiders, we don't have much going on in July, but the last month in June, around the 2nd, we did see some selling of shares around $6 a piece. Now, before even moving on towards technical analysis, I feel this is the elephant in the room that a lot of investors or stockholders are thinking about. This company here, yes, did raise cash before, but coming in towards 2024, they're going to have around $500 million in terms of maturity relating towards its debt. And coming on towards 2025, you're going to have $2.6 billion. 2026, $447 million. Their entire market cap is around $464 million. So you get to see that by the time you reach 2024, 2025, 2026, during those 3 years period, you will have to pay around almost $3.6 billion in terms of debt. And you can get to see how much ramping up in terms of revenue they need. This year alone, you have around $94 million in terms of debt, almost 1/4 to 1/5 their entire market cap, and on 2022, another 1/4 to 1/5, around $100 million. So it's quite significant. Let's move on towards technical analysis. So from a 1 month, 1 day perspective, today it has dropped around 12.22%. What does that mean? First off, you have something called the short sale rule that will restrict short selling for today and tomorrow. Tomorrow being Wednesday, the 14th of July. And when we're starting to look into technical indicators, a lot of them are going to be really bearish. So in a sense, first off, the moving averages, you got 30 EMA above the 10 SMA, very bearish. The price point is below the 50 SMA at 405 and below the 200 SMA at the 303 level. So these are bearish things. The ADX is sitting at 3082, suggesting a very strong bearish trend. Well, you know, we can get to see from 417 and all the way to $1.94. Yes, this is a bearish trend. Although the willing %R, I almost have never seen something at this level. It is the most oversold it could be, which means there is a crazy amount of selling over buying in this situation here. Now, whether short selling or people just running away from this stock. Now, in terms of what you're seeing here, by the way, willing %R is very similar to relative strength index, also known as RSI. In an equilibrium situation, you're going to have a lot more buyers coming in than sellers, and that supposedly raises the stock price. MACD here is starting to curve up a little, suggesting that perhaps by the end of the week or early on next week, this bloodbath might actually stop and start seeing a reversal. Momentum is incredibly negative at negative 3.08. Coming on towards stochastic fast and stochastic slow, they're both suggesting as they're on the bottom that there might actually be some sort of reversal sometime soon. The moving average bands and the Bollinger bands both are volume momentum bands. Expects this one to trade at 686 on the top and $1.60 on the bottom. So you get to see that the bottom value is sitting very close towards where it is right now. In terms of the Fibonacci retracements, what you're seeing here is that, and by the way, I'm using Fibonacci retracements because high frequency traders use it. The resistance is at 281. After that, 376, 453, 530, 639, and 779. The only support on the Fibonacci retracements is the $1.27 value. Now, if we were to look at price line action, you're seeing a very strong resistance now at, or support, my bad, at the 189 level. If it does break the 189, the next one is 179. After that, it's a bloodbath to 165, and then from there on, 131 to 127. The resistance is here. It created a very strong resistance right above it, 219. If it doesn't break this one, it probably would bounce right back. 233 as the next one, and the next very crucial, critical, strong one is 271. Above there, you're looking into 302, 341, 386, 417, 454, 496, going upwards to 538, and then up to 596, 630. Coming on towards some of the recent things in terms of analyst recommendations. The last one was 29 days ago with a hold and a price target of $5. Now for this, a success rate, this person has 53% success rate and an average return of 3%. In terms of the next person, they reiterated a price target of $6 with a buy rating. This person's success rate is 48% with an average return of 11%. And in the last 2 months, 2 months ago, a price target of $3 with a rating of hold was given by this person with a success rate of around 57% and an average return of around 12%. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you actually think about this one? So I definitely think that we're very much closer on the way to really test the 175 level and the 189 level. If they do break that, I do think that the 130s are almost a guarantee towards this one. The best thing you can hope for is an accumulation into this level. I see some bigger Twitter accounts and social media accounts trying to push this one as the next AMC and all that stuff, but you got to really take a look into the fundamentals. They have insane, enormous amount of debt coming on their way, and hopefully they're able to come up with a strategy other than a reverse split. A reverse split is not a good strategy because it scares a lot of the stock price holders. And I do think that from here on until at least July 16th, this bloodbath will continue on, and we probably will have a reversal after the July 19th date. So July 16th to 19th, there is a weekend there, so it's not 3 business days. It's mainly 1 business day. So keep that in mind. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.